Right now, while you're watching this, the government is calculating your Social Security check. And the whole thing comes down to just 3 numbers. Do you know what they are? Because 2 of them you can still change. And getting the 3rd one wrong is permanent. Here's how most people handle Social Security. They work their whole lives, and their entire plan is, I'll take it when I retire and hope it's enough. Nobody ever showed them what actually sets the size of that check. So they sign up blind. And some of them lock in a smaller payment for the rest of their lives without ever knowing they made a choice. That's not going to be you. By the end of this video, you'll know all 3 numbers. You'll know which one is the permanent one. And you'll know how to look up your own numbers tonight, for free, in about 5 minutes. That last part is the reward, so stay with me, because one page on one website turns all of this from guessing into knowing. This is part 2 of our series. Last time, you learned the whole retirement picture on one page, and you met Walt. He's 63, 38 years of steady work, about 180,000 saved, hoping to stop next year. Today, Walt finally sits down and looks at his own Social Security. Like most people, he always figured the government just somehow knows what to pay him. And here's the thing. It does know. It's been quietly tracking him his entire working life, using 3 numbers. Let's walk through them with Walt's actual situation. Number 1. Your 35 best years. Here's something most people never hear. Social Security doesn't look at your last job, or your best year, or what you made at the end. It takes your 35 highest earning years, adjusts them for how wages have grown over time, and averages them. That average is the foundation of your whole check. 35 years. Hold on to that number, because it cuts both ways. Walt worked 38 years. That's good news for him. The government takes his best 35 and his 3 lowest years just fall off the back. They don't count against him at all. But now think about someone who worked 28 years. Maybe they started late. Maybe they stepped away to raise kids or care for a parent. Social Security still does the math over 35 years. The 7 missing years go in as zeros. Zeros, averaged into the foundation of the check. And every zero quietly drags the whole average down. That sounds harsh, but notice something. This number isn't locked. If you're still working, every year you earn a decent income can replace a zero, or knock out a low year from way back when you were young. For some people, working even 1 or 2 more years quietly raises their check for life. So that's number 1. The check is built on your whole career, and zeros are the silent killer. Number 2. Your full retirement age. This one's simple, and almost everyone misunderstands what it means. If you were born in 1960 or later, your full retirement age is 67. That is not the age you have to claim. It's not a deadline. It's a measuring line. Think of 67 as your 100% line. Claim there, and you get 100% of the benefit those 35 years earned you. Every month. For life. For Walt, that 100% number comes out to about $1,900 a month. You might remember that figure from part 1. Now you know where it comes from. 35 years of earnings, averaged, paid in full at 67. So that's number 2. 67 isn't when you must claim. It's the line everything else gets measured against. Which brings us to number 3. And this is the big one. The age you actually claim. Of the 3 numbers, this is the only one completely in your hands. You can turn on your check any time between 62 and 70. And the age you pick changes the size of every check you will ever receive. Claim before your full retirement age, and the check shrinks. Claim at 62, the earliest possible day, and it shrinks by about 30%. Permanently. Wait past 67, and the check grows. About 8% for every year you hold off, all the way to 70, where it tops out at roughly 24% extra. Let me show you what that means for Walt. Same man. Same 38 years of work. Same earnings record. Watch what happens to one check. If Walt claims at 62, he gets about $1,330 a month. If he waits until 67, his full retirement age, he gets his $1,900. And if he holds out to 70, it's about $2,360. 1330, 1900, 2360. One career. Three very different checks. And whichever one Walt picks, that's the deal. For life. Now I want to be straight with you about the word permanent, because this is where people get hurt, and it's also where some videos scare you for no reason. Permanent means the discount or the bonus never wears off. The check doesn't bump up to the full amount when you hit 67. Whatever you lock in at claiming becomes your base for the rest of your life. Every yearly cost of living raise gets built on top of that base. Smaller base, smaller raises, forever. But here's the honest part. Claiming early is not automatically a mistake. A smaller check at 62 can absolutely be the right call. Maybe your health isn't great. Maybe you want your money while you're young enough to enjoy it. Maybe you simply need the income, and waiting isn't realistic. Those are real reasons, and they're yours to weigh. The mistake isn't claiming early. The mistake is claiming blind. Locking in a 30% smaller check without ever knowing you had a choice. There's no one right age for everybody. There's only the right age for you, chosen with your eyes open. So how do you open your eyes? Here's the reward I promised you. Everything we just talked about, your earnings record, your full benefit, your numbers at 62, 67, and 70, is already sitting on one page with your name on it. Go to ssa.gov, the Social Security website, and create a free account. It's called My Social Security. Open your statement. You'll see two things. First, your earnings record, year by year, your whole career. Check it. Look for missing years or wrong amounts, because errors happen, and a missing year is a zero dragging down your average. Second, you'll see your projected check at different claiming ages. Your own 1330, 1900, 2360. Walt did it at his kitchen table this week. Took him about 5 minutes, and for the first time in his life, he's looking at his actual numbers instead of a guess. 5 minutes. One page. That's the whole assignment. If this series is helping, follow along, because every lesson builds on the last one, in order. And next time, we tackle the question that decides everything else. How much do you actually need each month? Not the scary number from the commercials. Your real one. Most people guess it, and they guess wrong by hundreds of dollars a month. There's a simple way to find it, and that's part 3. I'll see you there.